Most people are using AI to scale their output. The professionals that are excelling right now, the ones that are really succeeding, are using it to clarify their thinking. Welcome to the Humanity First podcast. My name is Matt Goldman. I am a practicing real estate agent who also helps train real estate agents how to use AI in a way that helps them retain their voice, their identity, and their creativity. We have a full training around this. There'll be a link somewhere. But let's start this by talking about the idea of authorship over automation and why documenting how you think with your AI outperforms marketing what you sell with AI or outperforms any type of prompt pack or write this in my voice. It's one of my favorites. I love that. Clients come to you as a real estate agent. Forget AI, push all that to the side for a second. They hire you not because of the information that you have. They all have, we can get information anywhere. You can get information on Zillow, on Redfin. They can get incredible statistics from their local markets from redfin.com. They come to you not for the information, but for your interpretation of the information. They come to you for your experience. They come to you for how you have your lived experience in this industry and how you're able to interpret their situation, the market climate, put those things together and create a successful outcome for them. This is not something that AI can replace. However, we are increasingly being sold the idea that we should automate using AI. There's differentiation that needs to occur in order for you to be successful as opposed to other real estate agents. We're all in this together, right? But cream rises to the top, and you know that. And there's a whole slew of us that are using AI in a way that erodes trust, in a way that makes your voice sound generic. And this is for those of us who want to rise to the top. This is for those of us who value our client relationships, want to be people's realtors for life, and want to build a business that's based upon doing such an outrageously good job for people that they have no choice but to yell your name into the wind when somebody whispers real estate. The authorship over automation comes from the idea that we are to be the person in between AI and our clients. I want to be super clear that this is in no way an anti-AI statement or an anti-AI podcast. On the contrary, I think that AI is amazing in helping us to expand our ideas, to clarify our thinking. But when it starts to create or starts to make decisions or starts thinking on your behalf, that's where all of this trust erodes that I'm talking about. So let's start with my favorite, which is write this in my voice or, sound like me when I do this. And if you really break down what your voice is not your tone. Your voice is not your syntax. Your voice is really decision making. And you need to teach your AI before you can tell it, write this in my voice. And we all saw that prompt back in, what was it, June of 2023. That was upload 4 or 5 examples of your writing style from past captions or past blog posts and use this as a voice reference. We've graduated beyond that. So we now can take our AI and we can train it of how we make decisions. And there's a very clear process that I've created for doing so that has to do with creating your mission statement, how you work with clients, clarifying that in a way that AI can understand, and then creating a canonical, I can't say this word, canonical, creating like a baseline voice where you write something. And I have a full worksheet that I can share with you that helps you create a voice reference for your AI. So that combined with your mission statement, when you upload it into a specific project or a specific chat, it gives AI something concrete to hold on to create from as a foundation for everything that you're going to share with it. All of these LLMs, the cloud and the chat GPT, they're all reasoning models. And they can't reason unless you give them something to reason with. So you have to articulate how you think, and creating your mission statement, creating your canonical voice helps you articulate how you work. It helps you understand also in your own way, by taking the time to create these things, really what your voice is. Most of us don't take the time to discover, I like to frame concepts before I give the example. I like to personally present things in threes so that it is clear for people to understand. I like to sandwich bad news with good news. And when you start to work on these sheets and you create your mission statement and your canonical voice example, you learn that about yourself and so much in a way that you start to show up in real life in that way too. And it's amazing. So once you do those things, you can then start to communicate with your AI as though it is really your assistant who understands you, and can then create things. Uh, Sorry, create's not the right word. Can then take what you have created and expand upon it. You can take your original idea and you can tell that AI then challenge this. Does this align with my mission? If it does not, tell me why. If it does, expand upon it. And it's surrounding this idea that AI comes last. It does not come first. And a lot of what we're being sold right now is that AI comes first. And it is a mistake. The fear of AI replacing us in real estate or any service industry will come to fruition if we continue to put AI first. So the human judgment and what we're putting into what we're creating first before we bring AI in is a way to defend against that. But it also establishes a direction that AI can then take, and you can help AI and guide your AI through it. And you draft by drafting something first. Let me give you an example. So let's say a Reels script. You want to do, or a YouTube script or some sort of video script that you want to do a market update. What is happening a lot of times right now is an agent will go in and say, write me a market update for San Antonio, Texas. Keep it to under 2 minutes and blah, blah, blah. And the AI will say, and you might even say, like, do research, pull information from the local MLS, pull information from Zillow and Redfin and all the others, and it will pull out something that really sounds pretty okay. But there's two problems with it. One, it's going to sound very polished. It will also sound very heartless. It will sound hollow, but polished. Also, you, as the person who inputted that originally, who wants the script, you don't understand what it has just created. And I see this often where if you don't draft it, if you don't give it the information first, if you don't create the original idea, you then end up lacking clarity and you end up reading this script, but like I see it when I see people reading scripts on YouTube. So I'm not going to give an example, but you look hollow. You look less than confident in what you're saying. You need to create first. Allow your AI then that you have already trained to expand upon it in a way that you have told it you want it to. Something that aligns with your mission, something that aligns with your how you communicate with people. So AI is your refiner. It's not even your strategist, right? It just is refining things for you. And reversing that order by putting AI first and not originating an idea is where you replace thinking with pattern matching. Because again, these LLMs, they're, reasoning models. They match patterns. They can't think for you. They can't make decisions for you. They cannot create clarity based around a prompt. So, um, we've already talked about the canonical voice example. I'm getting really good at saying that too. Um, but I just want to throw in a couple more things because I have an outline here that I'm trying to follow, and I jump around because this is not AI generated. This is me speaking to you about the things that I've learned. Um, but the canonical voice reference is outrageously important. And again, it's not, here's three or four examples. It is a work through process where you answer questions and end up creating a 6 to 10 line paragraph that aligns with how you communicate with people or how you ideally communicate with people. And that then is fed to your AI as a reference point that it then can return to mirror but not create or not think, but mirror how you like to sound. Um, it's like one durable source of truth for how you define and explain things to people. It's not scattered chats or prompts that have been created by you and by other people. It's not vibes. It's very clear. And this becomes the anchor that your AI can align with, along with your mission statement. And before we get into the meat and potatoes of how we actually do this, I just want to clarify one last thing that is under this authorship over automation umbrella. And that is when we look at AI and we look at our industry, the real estate industry, or honestly, any service industry, we're being fed the idea that speed and automation are important. We're being fed the idea that that is how we win, and it's not. We're being fed that idea by people who stand to make money off of us buying their AI services, and that's the easiest sell right now is AI will do it, and they'll make it fast. What we need to redefine success as in this is clarity, not speed. Your clients are not looking for speed. Your clients are looking again for your judgment, your experience, your perspective, and your clarity. So let's redefine success as clarity, not speed. Um, so let's talk through quickly. And if you're watching this on YouTube, there's not going to be a bunch of visuals. It's just me. Um, but I have this information. If you want it, I will try to put a link somewhere. This isn't fully developed into a blown out website and all the beautiful stuff. If you really want it and you're interested in it, um, go ahead and DM me, message me, send me an email, matt@mattgoldmanhomes.com, and I will get it to you. I want to have this conversation with you. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're sitting here and listening to this or watching it, like seriously, shoot me an email. I want to have this conversation with you. Um, but first things first, you open your AI. Dad, don't even open your AI. Not yet. Open your notes app. Take out a piece of paper. Do you remember paper? Like this is when you can write on it and with a pen, an actual honest to goodness pen, take it out and write it down and write a statement of how you work with clients. And again, like if you want the worksheet, I'll give it to you. Just let me know. Happy to give it to you. Write, write it down, but write your mission statement out. How you interact with clients, how you prioritize um, value for your clients, how you explain the trade-offs in value for your clients, how you explain your negotiation style, all the things that matter to you most in your business, what you have heard from your clients in the past of what matters to them when working with you, write all of that down. And you're creating a mission statement. From that, you're going to extract 5 to 7. I mean, if it's 4, great. If it's 8, even better. None of these are hard, fast rules, folks. We need to stop thinking in hard, fast rules. This is all emerging and developing. 5 to 7, what I call decision rules. These decision rules will act as guardrails for your AI along with your mission statement. They're extracted from your mission statement as a narrative. The decision rules are extracted from the mission statement and are the guardrails. These decision rules look like, um, God, here, let me just give you an example. If, hold on, hold here. We're taking a little breather. Okay, still working on it. Boy, still working on it. Let's try this one. Oh, okay, so these decision rules, an example would be I prioritize long-term ROI over short-term cosmetic upgrades, right? And then the rule would sound something like long-term equity matters more than short-term visual upgrades. So that's something that would be a more examples. Okay. Boom. An example of a decision rule would look like I prioritize long-term equity over cosmetic trends. I advise people, and so how that looks in the mission statement is I advise people uh, to do the major renovations in their home, like fixing the foundation or the roof or things, and that's going to be more valuable than um, a new light in the bathroom. Um, and I explain, or I don't make decisions for clients. This is part of your mission statement. I steer away from making decisions for my clients and yet inform them on how to make their own decisions. And so what that looks like as a decision rule is I educate clients so they feel confident making decisions. And what you will do then is you put this into your AI with your mission statement, and it creates one, your mission. So this knows what to reference of how you operate, and then it creates guardrails that it will check itself against in the future. And then right after that, you create your canonical voice example. And right after that, you create your canonical voice example. And that again, there's a worksheet for that also, but you are working through how you speak to people, and then you upload that directly into your chat, or better yet, create a project. And everything that you create within that project then references these two pieces, three pieces if you include the decision rules. And then once you have that, you can open up that project, start a new chat, create incredible things. You just have a conversation with it. I just met with this client who has these questions and has this house, and it looks like this in this neighborhood. Help me create a marketing plan based around my mission and my canonical voice. And what it spits out is pretty close. It's not the end. So there is another step to this process. You just then, in that conversation you had, you created an original idea of who your people are, where they are, what you want from your AI. It will then spit out something that will, let's say you will tell it to spit out something, spit out a recap email of this meeting that I had. And it's sounds pretty good. It's not great. It's not perfect. It's going to sound closer to what you want than anything that you've created yet because you've done the preliminary work. But then when it spits it out, you need to go in and refine that. Read that one very carefully so you have full clarity on what is being said. And you're going to then remove the things that you don't want, and you're going to keep in the things that you do want. Then you're going to go back in after you refine it and say, polish this up, make this cohesive, remove run-on sentences, remove all AI, common AI tells that look like it was all the emojis and things like that. And then it's going to spit something back to you that's almost perfect. You need to go in and you need to finalize it. And that's the fifth step in this. And if you read it and you can ask yourself, this sounds like me. That's great. Then go ahead and you get to send it. If it doesn't, then you just go back to that refine phase again and you redo it. So that was a lot. And really, again, this isn't an AI generated content. So excuse my thought pattern, but I'll recap what we do here. So create your mission statement, create your decision rules, create your canonical voice, upload that into a project. Then everything that you work on in that project will reference those three things. Then, when you need to create something, you come with an original idea. You put that original idea into the chat within this project and ask it for some sort of output. That's step one. And this is, we're moving from the creating an operating system in your chat GPT to using a framework in that operating system. Mission statement, decision rules, canonical voice is the operating system. Now we're using what I call the creative partnership framework to operate in that operating system. You bring an original idea and you say, expand upon it. The step two is the AI expands upon it. What it spits out, you then do step three, which is refine it. Step four, AI polishes it. And then step five, it does not leave without your finalization. You finalize it. That's how. That is how, my friends, we stay centered, clear, trustworthy in an ever increasing AI landscape in real estate or any service industry. So that is the it for this episode. I would tell you go back and do this for 6 months and then look back at what you were creating before and see how can I measure my progress? How much more clear am I now? How much more sophisticated is my style? Um, do my clients like repeat my framing back to me, which is a really interesting um, measure because you'll start to see them say things to you that you have put as your mission statement or a rule, and you're like, oh, okay, people are starting to mirror it. And you inevitably start showing up in a more polished and presentable way to your clients because you've taken the time to identify what polished and presentable means to you and what clarity means to you. And inevitably, you do that in real life. So that's it for this episode. I will see you. We'll do more trainings and we'll talk more about authorship over automation. Please follow along. Follow wherever you're listening to podcasts or here on YouTube. And again, if you want any of the information that I just told you about, let me know. I'll try to find a way to like put a link, but I don't even know how I would deliver it without like a Google Doc at this point in the game. We're just getting started. We're just getting rolling. So follow along. Let's do it together. Thank you.